Everyone tells you that your GPA, your major, and your internships are what will define your future. These are important, but this is not the whole story. The event that will also shape your life after college also happens during your first month on campus, inside a dead group chat. Please bear with me and let me explain. What is strange about college when you first step onto campus is that it doesn't feel like your life is being shaped. It just feels like chaos. You're trying to find your classes, figuring out who to sit with in the dining hall, and wonder if the random people on your floor are going to be your best friends. Because there's so much noise, it's incredibly easy to miss what is actually happening. The moments that start shaping your future usually look like a dead group chat. It's your first month. You get assigned a group project in Intro to Engineering Design. A Discord chat group is set up. For 3 days, the chat is a ghost town. One person says, "We should probably meet." Nobody picks a time. The deadline is Tuesday. Everyone's on it, which means absolutely nobody is on it. And then, finally, one person snaps. They set up a shared Notion workspace. They give it a title. They build out the task board, drop the link in the chat and say, "Can everybody just drop your updates in here by Sunday?" That person isn't trying to be the leader. They're just annoyed. But watch what happens next. The next time the group gets stuck, people look at that person to act just a little bit sooner. And that is exactly how your reputation starts. Or put another way, how you come across when things start to matter. Let's look at another example. Think about that feeling right after freshman comp when everybody is pretending they understood the assignment. You know the moment. The professor just finished talking, but her explanation somehow made less sense than the actual written instructions. Everyone starts packing up their laptops, nodding like they totally get it. But the second everyone steps out into the hallway, the facade drops. Wait, are we supposed to be summarizing? Is this due next week? Did she say we need primary sources? Then, later that afternoon, one person actually takes the time to reread the assignment and posts a message on GroupMe. I'm pretty sure the actual point is comparing the two readings, not summarizing them, and I think we're supposed to use primary sources. Instantly, the collective anxiety drops. That person isn't trying to build a personal brand. They just figured it out first. But now people remember. A quiet little pattern is already forming. Or picture the first meeting of the Asian Student Association. You joined because you want to make friends and get more contacts down the road. But the room feels somewhat awkward. The president is running late. The projector mysteriously stops working. Nobody knows anyone else, so half the room is pretending to answer highly urgent texts just to avoid making eye contact. Then someone stands up, messes with the HDMI cable, gets the projector working, makes a quick joke and says, "Hey, while we wait, let's just go around the room and introduce ourselves." Instantly, the atmosphere feels lighter. That person didn't walk in planning to do that. They just couldn't stand the awkward silence, so they decided to do something about it. That's the secret. But that's also the start of how everyone starts to perceive that person after. They're assigned a role. A lot of the roles you fall into during college don't happen because you deliberately chose them. They happen because there was a vacuum and stepping up felt easier than sitting in discomfort. If you are the person who always steps up to fix awkward situations in college, you need to hear this. Whether you're rescuing a stalled group project, getting the projector HDMI cable to work while everyone else avoids eye contact, or explaining a confusing assignment to your classmates, taking charge usually starts entirely by accident. You step up because nobody else will, and you hate the silence. And honestly, at first, it feels really good. You're being useful and are helping to reduce anxiety, especially when everything around you is new and uncertain. When you're 18 and the campus feels huge and overwhelming, being useful gives you an identity. It gives you a path to move forward. It gives other people a tangible reason to remember you. And that feels way better than just floating around feeling like a random face in the crowd. You solved the group project problem. You fixed the projector. You translated the assignment. But you have to be careful, because once you prove you can solve a problem, repetition starts. Repetition is exactly where things get weird. Stay tuned.